Am I the asshole for wanting to cut contact with my grandma? I, 20 female, don't speak with anyone in my family except for my mom, 45 female, and occasionally my grandma, 66 female. The reason I don't speak with the rest is due to my mom cutting contact when I was around 14 and them no longer inviting me to family events when I was 16. I have never really liked my grandma. I mean, I love her, but she has always treated my mom like shit and will pick the smallest thing to argue over. God forbid you say something costs $2.50, but it's actually $2.52 sort of arguments. She always has to be right, and if you ever prove her wrong, cool plethora of cuss words and name calling before she hangs up and doesn't call you again for 3 weeks. I'm honestly just incredibly fed up with it. She also never cares or has enthusiasm for anything happening in my life. Doesn't care about my job, college, etc. Just her and her son's family's accomplishments. It was in 2024 when she fully lost my care though. My mom had spent years saving up for a trip to Hawaii as my graduation gift, and my grandma was supposed to dox it for us. She was being paid and agreed to it, but when we landed in Hawaii, the first thing she did was call my mom up to argue and refuse to dox it after we had already arrived. Thankfully, my grandpa's girlfriend did it instead, but I've never been able to get over that. Whatever though, you know? I stopped talking to her for the most part, but I wouldn't ignore her texts either. Not that she sent very many. That takes us to this year, but there's a bit of extra context. My uncle, aunt, and three cousins were living in her house for years, or 4 winters as she argues, while she lived in a tiny camper in her front yard. They're all drug addicts, but at this point it's unrelated. This wouldn't have pissed me off as bad if she wasn't relying on my mom and I for everything. Propane, groceries, emptying the shit tank, etc. And she wouldn't even say thanks. Rather, she would get all mad if you couldn't do it the same day she asked. Thankfully, she evicted them with my mom's help and was able to move back into her house and be independent again. Until Easter, which bear with me because I know this might sound shitty and this may be where I be the asshole, but she developed sepsis and had to get a colostomy bag and was in a hospital and nursing home for 2.5 months total. In that time, we had her two dogs, which I absolutely hate. They pee, poop, and everything else all over the place and constantly nipped at my dog and had to be separated at all times. I was in the nursing program and had a full CNA during all this as well. And if I had one word to describe my everyday experience, it would be hell. I didn't even visit her more than twice because I didn't care to know anything past her being alive or dead at this rate. Of course, I wanted the best outcome, but even on her near deathbed, she would find a reason to argue. She did make it home, and I begrudgingly spent a week helping her out before I had to call it quits. Nothing I did was right. She promised gas money and didn't give it. And she went on and on about how my cousin was doing better because she didn't drop out of college like I did. All I did was change majors from nursing to education. Long story short, I refuse to help her at all now. She has been home for almost 2 months and is mostly independent. She asked my mom to get her groceries who couldn't because she has work, so she asked me and I told her to figure out Instacart. This caused an argument between me and my mom who says I need to suck it up, but I don't think I need to suck it up just because she does. Am I the asshole?